After playing a specific genre for years and years, like I have, survival games, it can be really hard to hold on to that novelty that the genre used to offer. We've all seen resource collection, we've all seen building, we've seen crafting.
So do I take my hammer and just smash on here?
Ooh! And we've seen a lot of the different facets of exploration that are available to us. I say all this because I was playing Voyagers of Nera, I was in the demo, I was planning to play the whole thing and show you all everything in there that we are going to probably experience when the game comes out into early access. But I stopped, and I stopped because that feeling of novelty was actually there. Something about Nera felt novel, and I haven't felt that in a long time. That novelty all revolved around Nera's base building. And not only that, but the developers just dropped an absolute comet onto Nera's shores. That comet came in the form of a live stream that covers what we can expect as we get into the actual Voyagers of Nera rather than the demo. The game has changed a lot. So yes, this is my pre-early access look at Voyagers of Nera. If you are anything like me, then I think you will like this game. It is for explorers, collectors, people who like to customize and visualize their character's progression. Not just their character's progression, but the progression of their base, because there's a very interesting mechanic that is tied to spirit anchors, which help you summon spirits to your base, and depending on which kind of illusionary materials you gather and place into that spirit anchor, you can then activate different buffs for your base, and you can see the effects of that in real time. So it's not just building, but it's also seeing the progression of all of the different little spirits gathering. As I said, it's a collector's paradise as well as an explorer's one too. Now, when I played through the demo, you would find eggs, spirit guardian eggs, and you would bring them back to what's called a spirit anchor, which is this rock-like structure here, and you would kind of hatch your spirit guardian egg in that spirit anchor. When the spirit would hatch, it could then apply a buff to the area surrounding your base. And there were tons of these things that you could go out and explore to find and then hatch. Combat bonuses also come with each of these spirit guardians. So I thought that that was a really, really unique gameplay loop to add to a survival game. And that was even before I saw the developer live stream. Apparently, instead of collecting eggs out in the world and hatching them in order to receive buffs, we are now going to rescue already hatched spirit guardians, as well as trying to attract these guardians to our base based on what we build for them. So like, do they find it appealing enough to come make a stop by and add their buffs to our play area? I didn't make it this far in the demo, but it looks like when you're trying to attract spirits to your base, you can place objects like pillows or like little hot springs for them that attract the spirits to then show up and just hang out. And they're really cute little guys. In the live stream, the developers made it very clear that the Spirit Guardian aspect of the game is going to be the game's focus, which I think is so smart because we really need these unique features that set one survival game apart from the reams of other survival games that we currently have to play. There is so much beyond that base building and Spirit Guardian collecting too. Nera is truly a relaxing environment and a collector's paradise. And yeah, Nera is pretty relaxing, but it also has its moments of surprise. It has its sharks and sea monsters and all the things that we love about getting into a boat and sailing the open seas. And speaking of things in the deep abyss, the developers did mention that underwater gameplay is going to have more investment put into it than it did in the demo, which is great to hear. Another strong point of Nera's, in a survival sense, is its combat. It isn't just a hack and slash, cross your fingers and hope for the best kind of deal. It feels more like a skill rather than just swinging around a weapon like we do in so many of these survival games. I was also really pleased to find that there are different difficulties of some higher tier monsters, like maybe a boss that I came across. And I also found that it was a nice challenge, but it wasn't overbearing. You know, it's not something that's going to frustrate you and make you rage quit. It's like just a fun combat experience. And then along with that, the developers mentioned in the live stream that they are looking into new magic abilities. There's multiplayer healing abilities, which is really cool. There's just so much here. I am not lying when I say that the demo was already jam-packed with different ways to play, to choose how you want to play. And after seeing the live stream, I'm really excited to see where the rest of all of this is going. This game is going to be full of so much player choice, innovation, and just fun. And all of this fun will be happening on different biomes. I guess you could consider them as different maps. They have storm walls that you have to get through in order to get to the next map, and you can only move on once you have like cleansed an area properly. They all have points of interest that are well worth exploring, with tons of collectibles, challenges, and kind of like parkour jumping puzzles that you have to complete in order to get where you need to go. So the developers have said that there is a third biome in the works, and that playtesters are hard at work going through the new zones like the reef. Another thing I'll mention is that the developers were extremely grateful to the playtesters. Right now the game is in a playtesting phase. It has not reached early access yet, but the developers said that they are extremely grateful for all of the input they've gotten and are surprised at how much time playtesters have put into the game, which I think is a really good sign for the future of Voyagers of Nera. So Nera is definitely one that I'm going to be keeping a close eye on as it approaches its early access phase. I think its unique take on base building and spirit guardian collecting is going to keep me hooked as I make my way through its shores. How about you? After all these years playing survival games, are you still hooked on the genre? And how do you feel about the upcoming Voyagers of Nera title? As I said, it's still in its playtesting phase and has not yet hit early access, but it is definitely a unique and different type of thing to look forward to in our survival world. That is it for me today, guys. That was my quick look at Voyagers of Nera. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope you are enjoying whatever game it is that you are playing. I will be keeping my eyes peeled for more early access survival titles and maybe titles of other genres, so please feel free to like and subscribe. I don't ask for it very often, but I am trying to keep the channel growing, so that would be a big help. I'm gonna go do a little more Discord digging, so I will see you all in the next one.